What is up, guys? My name is Allied Zombies, and in this one, I'm going to give you my complete opinion, no lies at all, on the new Modern Warfare that came out roughly, I don't know, 15 days ago, like 2 weeks ago. It's fairly new, and I was thinking I haven't uploaded a video in a while because I've been grinding on Modern Warfare 2. I mean, Modern Warfare, not Modern Warfare 2. But I've been trying to get a lot done. I've completed all the Spec Ops missions, beat the campaign, and got to a level 40 in multiplayer. Now, the first thing I wanted to look at is the campaign, and then we'll take a look at Spec Ops and what I think about it. And last but not least, multiplayer, which it's getting better. With the new update, it's gotten a lot better. But really, we're just going to be taking a full look at this to look at everything we can. And this might be a pretty lengthy video. But guys, I'm not going to say this again. There are going to be spoilers for the campaign. I'm not kidding. Like, what can you expect, though, for real, though? Because I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the campaign. I'm going to show a few missions. I'm going to spoil the ending if you haven't already seen it, which I don't know why you haven't if you're watching this video. I'm gonna pick a few missions that I think are the best, and there might be a few other ones that are great, but I'm gonna pick a few that are the best. But anyway, we're gonna hop right into this, starting with the campaign. So one of my favorite missions, actually, probably in this whole game, this might actually be my favorite mission, is Clean House. Now, the reason I love this mission so much is because it actually makes you feel like you're an actual soldier clearing a house, breaching clear style, and you're doing it nice and slow instead of rushing through. Right here I do rush through, though, because, I'm playing on recruit. But it makes you feel like a real soldier and whatnot, and I thought it's a really cool mission, being able to breach and clear, listening to stuff like check that corner, check your corner, and all that. It's a great mission, and it's probably my favorite in the game. Okay, guys, next mission is Hometown. I'm pretty sure, and I really love this mission because it just pulls you out of your skin, pulls you out of whatever you're used to, because you're normally used to, depending on what difficulty you plan, just running and gunning and killing like every single enemy while your team barely does anything because their AI and everything, they like to play normally. You just go on a complete rampage. It puts you in the shoes of a kid. You're playing as Farah as a kid, and you got to kill your father's attacker with sharp objects like screwdrivers and scissors. And personally, I just think it's a great change of pace for the game, and it's just a great mission overall. Captive, also an amazing mission because it gives you choice. You have choice in Captive. It's actually like, wow, I have a choice on what I want to say. I mean, it all leads down the same path, but still, it's nice to have a change of pace, a choice. It doesn't all lead down the same path. A person can die or not. It's another great change of pace, just like a lot of great missions in this game. Okay, now we have what's it called, Old Comrades, and I love this mission so much. If you're playing on recruit, that is, mainly because you get to run and gun, you chase him down, and then at the very end, near the end of the mission, right before the interrogation scene, you have the point wherever you gotta protect the van. That's nice. And the interrogation scene, if you choose to go in with it, is amazing as long as you don't go crazy. Obviously, I chose to kill the butcher in this one, as you'll see shortly. But it's just a great mission because it also gives you a little bit of choice. It doesn't really matter, but it's still nice to feel like it matters. And then bam, right in his face. Okay, and this mission is amazing. This is probably the last mission I'm going to be talking about out of missions I enjoy. But I don't really remember what this mission's called, but it's the one where you have the sniper, and I love it so much because I love games that put the bullet drop feature in their games, because I feel better knowing, oh hey, it's actually real. It has bullet drop effects, wind effects, all stuff like that. Just like back in COD 4, whenever you were shooting Zakayev. Just like this mission, I can't really think of any others off the top of my head where you had a sniper like that. But it's just a really great mission. I had a lot of fun playing it and finding, trying to no-scope them. That was a horrible idea. I gave up after like 5 seconds. But it's a really fun mission to play. And then you have the point wherever you have to shoot all the vehicles coming at you and stuff. And it's a really fun mission. Another thing I love is that there's a point in this mission where the suicide truck is coming at you, and it gives you a sense of like I wouldn't really say fear, but like rush, suspense, and stuff like that, because it's coming right at you, and you're worried that you're missing too many shots, or I always am, but you always end up hitting it in the end, and boom, it hits that rock and explodes, and it lets you know, yes, it was a suicide truck. And I think it's just a really great point in the game, because I mean, it's like, oh my god, I can't let it get that close. I think it's just really fun to implement that in this amazing mission that already has tons of great elements. I just wanted to point that out. Okay, this is the last thing I have to say about this mission before I actually just leave and tell you my entire thoughts on the campaign, good and bad, which will be happening here in a moment. So I love this part where you got the 4 APCs coming at you, and I felt like when I did this, I was like, okay, we'll just slow them all down one at a time, and then they speed the fuck up. Like, those things put it into power drive mode, and I was focusing on these 2 at the back, which I probably shouldn't have been doing, but the one got super close and whatnot. I just thought it's a really great way to show you you can't just shoot at the armor, you have to aim for the tires and whatnot. And I felt like some of these should have been hitting the tires, but they zig and zag just like the truck does. Just a really great sort of, like, I would say change of pace, but like, you've been shooting a lot with the sniper. I just love how this mission lets you engage so much with the sniper, and I think it's also like just an amazing segment, just like 90% of this mission is. Okay, now I'm going to give you my thoughts on a couple twists, you would say, from the game. But really, I'm just going to tell you, okay, I thought the part where the detonator was busted and Alex had to, quote-unquote, run in there and, you know, sacrifice himself, I guess, in order to destroy the gas-making facility. And I thought that was a nice touch that you didn't let Farah go through and then someone else had to do it. But I mean, I felt like it was like 100% gonna happen when I first played the game. It was pretty obvious that it wasn't gonna be Farah going in there and doing it, because she had to go kill Barkov and all that. But it was still amazing nonetheless. I felt like it was still a nice, you know, touching scene, you could say, with them. I felt like it was nice to see, you know, him do something cool like that. I don't see why they took their gas masks off and stuff, though, but it doesn't matter. I just think it's a very touching moment, you could say, between Farah and Alex, and I think it's a great addition. Okay, here we go, the end of the game. I love this part because I didn't know until recording for this video that you could pull out a gun. Just shoot him in the ankles. It was, like, amazing. Because it's so annoying, because I kept coming up behind him, and like right before I pressed the button to stab, he'd turn around. I was like, what the fuck, dude? So I pulled out a gun, I just shot him in his ankles. And I actually didn't know, also, when I recorded this, if he sees you and starts shooting at you, but you're still hiding underneath the what's it called, seat or whatever, he'll just keep shooting, and they'll have a complete conversation. He's like, who the fuck issues a gun with only 6 bullets? While he's reloading, and Fire will be like, General, do you need a bigger gun or whatever? It's a really cool scene, and I didn't get to go through it all because I was getting bored and I'm tired as fuck right now. But I think it's a pretty good ending. You know, you get to kill the big bad guy. Like, how is that a bad ending? You get to kill Barkov. That's amazing. The only sad thing is that Alex dies, but you know, it had to happen. We all knew it was gonna happen. Great ending. Captain Price is okay. Farah's okay. Nikolai's okay. Barkov is dead. And I like the way it cuts to like Al-Assad and everything, then it kind of bleeds into COD 4 a little bit, but not entirely, because it's supposed to be kind of its own game, but not really. I think it's just a great ending to the game. Okay, this is for real the last bit before we actually get down to me giving my thoughts on things that are good and bad about the campaign. I got a lot that's good to say, as I already have, but this is the very ending. The way it sort of ties it into COD 4, but not 100%. Like I'll show you here in a second. The way it does tie it into COD 4 is by him opening it up. He goes, here we go. Here are some files that I need. And he says, here we go. We got Sergeant Garrick, which he says they call him Gaz, but if you didn't remember from the COD 4 campaign Gaz is white, Sergeant Garrick is not. I don't want that to sound racist, but there's gonna be one person that says that's racist. It's not, it's just stating facts, but yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. It's sort of standalone game from COD 4, but it still ties it in. As you can see, he has Soap and Simon Riley or Ghost. I think it's still a nice tie-in for everything, and it's an amazing way to end the game. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with a few complaints I have about the campaign. First complaint is, one, I don't know if it's considered a complaint or just like a peeve, kinda a pet peeve, because I feel like it's too short. It's too short. It took me maybe 4 hours, maybe 4 hours and 30 minutes to beat. Okay, so when the game came out at like 8 o'clock, I started to download. My internet's horrible, so it took 4 hours to download. From 8 to 12, correct? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, correct, yes. You guys are amazing at math. So, and then it took me until about 4:30 to complete. Another 4 hours. So the campaign took about 4 hours to beat. And you can't play the campaign offline, or you couldn't whenever the game first came out. So that's just one of the little things I have. It's a little short, just a pet peeve of mine. But now, for something that I actually think is sort of not really a problem, but just another thing I don't really like. I feel like the AI for your teammates is absolutely horrible. Like, it's always been bad, but now it's like horrible, because I'd be playing the mission, I don't know if it's Proxy War or not, it might be, where you get the wolf and you take him to the compound, you put him in there, then you gotta defend on top of the roofs like 13 hours or something. But once you defend up there for long enough, you have to fall back, because they got mortar teams and stuff, and you fall back a little bit, and then you're behind the rock. And when you're I'm behind a rock. I hide behind a rock, and I'm like, okay, so my teammates can get the side to the left of me, and I'll just watch this one area through the crack between these two rocks. I died like 3 times maybe, all because one guy was sneaking through like 6 teammates in order to shoot me in the back twice. And it's when I was going for the platinum trophy. I had to beat the game on realistic, and it was just getting really annoying that how come this one enemy AI can sneak through 6 of my teammates who have the exact same AI pretty much. I don't know, I just think it's pretty, not dumb, but it's pretty ridiculous that he can sneak through all that. And I don't have a lot of complaints about the game. That's probably it on complaints, to be honest. But we're going to move into some of the things I actually enjoy about the campaign. There's not some, there is a lot. Okay, so I'm going to start with no, I'm not going to start with. I'm just going to tell you a couple things I liked about the campaign. Obviously, there's not a lot more I can tell you because I've already started with all the missions that I thought were amazing. There's great missions, and then there's a couple missions, but it's all nice. Piccadilly was another great mission. I just didn't throw it in there. It's a great mission. I was throwing in amazing missions, but all the missions seem kind of short. I know that this should be a good thing, and I know I'm complaining right now, but that was the thing. A lot of them felt kind of short. Like Piccadilly, that one's 5 minutes. Old Comrades, that one's like 4 minutes. But sorry, I didn't mean to throw that complaint in there. Okay, a few good things is right here at this Juggernaut part. I didn't think you'd have a Juggernaut scene, but it's really fun to have a incendiary shotgun and just laying into them. It's a lot different on realistic and whatnot. Obviously, as I said, the Old Comrades chase scene was still amazing because, I mean, it's fun being able to run and gun. But I'm not talking about missions right now. Another thing I thought was amazing was the way it shows you so many different scenes. So you have Clean House where you're breaching clearing, going slow. You have the Wolf's Den where you're trapped underground and you don't know the layout, but the people who's there do. And I mean, it's a great mission, and I got a movie on my mind, but I can't think of what I'm thinking of that's kind of like that. Being down there in the tunnels reminds me of like, I think it's Black Ops 1 where you're down there and the Reznov shows up or whatever, but that's not the point. And then it changes from Hometown where you're a little girl, you're Farah and you gotta get out, of your hometown because of, you know, it's getting gas and all that. And then you got Captive, where there's just so many great change of pace, and they work amazing with the game, in my opinion. But that's just a thing I really enjoy about the campaign. And overall, like, to give the campaign a rating from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it an 8. It's just that amazing on the way it changes what you're doing and all that. But really, it's just a great campaign, and I cannot tell you to go play it yourself. It'll be amazing. But you know, you've already watched this video, so you already know the ending. And I'm one of the people that, I mean, if you already know the ending, why go buy the game? But that's all I have to say about the campaign, and now we can move into Spec Ops. Whew, what a topic. Now, Spec Ops is a sort of sore subject for me because I came into Spec Ops wanting to love it so much. I thought, okay, you know, this is a problem, but I'll get over it. They'll fix it. They'll fix it. It did get fixed. It's the problem where, you know, you spawned in and you threw down your armor, but the problem isn't with glitches in Spec Ops. It's Spec Ops itself. So, in my opinion, it's hard for all the wrong reasons. It's hard because it just spawns countless enemies, juggernauts, fucking helicopters on the Covado one. Just helicopters, juggernauts, over and over again. There's nothing you can do. But I'm going to go through the classic Spec Ops for your Safeguard, and then I'm going to go through a couple Spec Ops missions, a few glitches that I thought were pretty annoying, but we're going to go through a couple of those. Just to, you know, give you my opinion on them and what I think is good and bad about them. And my overall view on Spec Ops is that it's not that great. It's not what I really expected it to be. It is nothing like Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Nowhere even near. And I was pretty disappointed because I love the Spec Ops in Modern Warfare 2 and 3. But we're gonna hop right in with Operation Headhunter. Now, Safeguard. The only thing I really have a problem with on Safeguard is that it's called Classic Spec Ops. I'm pretty sure the exact name is Classical Special Ops. I'm not 100% sure, but it's not Classic Spec Ops. I think it has a star system. I'm not 100% sure, but like normally in Spec Ops, there's an objective. You have a difficulty range of like how hard you want it. And it's just, you know, this isn't Spec Ops. Like, there's no mission. Like, some of them do have survival, but, like, actually, it kind of reminds me of that one from, I think it was Modern Warfare 2, when you're on top of the building, and, you know, you have the Barrett and everything. You get the Predator missile every now and then. It kind of reminds me of that, but and this one, it doesn't tell you how many enemies are left. The grenade spam is insane. You don't have a Predator missile. Well, you do. You have a cruise missile, but there's just so many more enemies. It's so much more annoying. There's no difficulty to set on. There's no difficulty to set. Just chilling and hanging out, or, you know, actually trying to get a good score, say, like 3 stars. This one, it's just, it throws you in. And it's on like fucking super ultra veteran, and you pretty much just get grenade spammed and absolutely destroyed, and it's really annoying because like no one likes doing that, because once they pop smoke midway through the second wave, if you lay down for even a millisecond, they just absolutely grenade spam you with stim texes, molotovs, and everything. It gets really annoying. The worst part about this is that it's 4-player, and I know it's scaled where depending on how many players you have depends on the difficulty. But I swear to God, it is so hard solo. Like, I've yet to beat this thing solo. It is so difficult. But I'm probably going to try again later to beat it now, since it actually has a star system. It used to not have one. I'm going to try to beat it here in a bit. It shouldn't take that long, because it's not as hard as you might imagine. But I beat all the Spec Ops missions and everything, so I have quite a bit to say. This one, there's just a lot of grenade spam, which can get really annoying, and actually, say you're in the middle of a game and someone decides to leave, and it's the host. Pretty much, I'm going to show you what happens here in a second, but you get the countdown timer, and they are still able to shoot you, and it's really annoying because you're still able to get shot and you can't shoot back. So I'll show you what happened just in a moment while I was recording this footage. It actually happened to me, and not a friend, but me and a teammate in this game when someone got pouty and left after they got knocked. Okay, so here it is. We're up on top of this building. He's knocked down there, so he decides, hey, I'm going to leave the game. He leaves. So, okay, I'm like, sure, migrating host, cool. So it migrates host, and then we have a 5-second timer. As you can see, my teammate goes down, and I'm getting shot while this timer's happening. And so I turn around, and I got like 8 enemies up here. Not really, there's like 3. And pretty much that didn't cost us it. We died because no one thought it was a good idea to take out the mortar team, and that's what got us killed. And basically, like, what am I supposed to do against these hundreds of guys? And that might have actually cost us it, because while he was watching the stairway, we couldn't actually do anything because he was watching the ladder while I was trying to pick off that last mortar guy. And like, what am I supposed to do against 900 guys? And I knew I was dead here because I knew that the mortar was coming in from that dude who I hadn't killed, and boom. Basically, that's my opinions on Safeguard. It's not that great. Okay, so now we're going to look at Operation Headhunter. I'm not going to actually look at it. I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all there was a glitch that happened, the glitch where no enemies spawn, which I have no clue how that still hasn't been fixed. But basically, Operation Headhunter, everyone's played it. It's the first mission. It's the mission where you realize, holy shit, Spec Ops is really difficult. But it's, you know, it's really annoying. But when you have this glitch happen where you actually can't kill anyone and everything, the only thing that is semi-even useful for now is that you can run around and pick up the intel. Back when this thing happened, you couldn't pick up any intel, so it was really annoying. And I don't see why people just don't quit out. They might be looking for the intel and whatnot, but it just gets really annoying that like this glitch still happens, and it's been here since day one. Because I had it happen to me in the first time I played this map, but I thought it was nothing of it. I thought since the first time you play the maps, it lets you just kind of explore and let you find some stuff. But I'm going to show y'all where all the intel is, just in case you're curious and this ever happens to you. But, okay, so one intel is... Okay, so the intel's right up here on top of this building, on top of the blue barrel. It's really easy to find. The glitch helped me find it a lot easier than I normally would be able to. Second piece is right up here on this table in the cafe. The glitch, as I said, helps you, and, you know, it doesn't really matter. Last one, another one's on top in this clock tower. Your dude takes a picture. Last one is right here. You just like download it from that phone onto your phone and whatever. I just think personally that it's a dumb glitch and why it hasn't been fixed. I had this exact same glitch, as you can see, how it happened on Operation Paladin. There's no enemies anywhere, and I was thinking about, hey, maybe I should look for the intel again. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that all over again, because basically it's really boring. You just quit out. The second you get in a mission and you realize all this happened, you just quit out. None of the missionaries spawn in. As you can see right here, you can't keep any of your things because you don't complete the mission, or you don't lose, you have to leave the game. But the thing doesn't spawn in. The what's it called? Jammer doesn't spawn in that you get around. That's right over there behind me, right there. It doesn't spawn in, so you can't actually continue with the game like you'd want to. It's basically just a dumb glitch, and I don't see why it hasn't been patched. It's probably pretty difficult to patch, but still, you should have been able to notice this during testing, because it's a pretty common glitch, because this happened within 3 missions of each other. So I played the Headhunter one, and then I played a mission of Kuvalda or whatever, which I'll get to here in a minute. And then I played this one, and it was glitched just like Headhunter. I don't see how this hasn't been fixed yet, but on to Operation Kuvalda. Now, the real reason I'm showing y'all this, not because I wanted to show you the operation, I think it's a pretty fun operation, is right here I spawned in the middle of the map, and I literally hit that helicopter, which I thought was pretty funny. But the thing is all my teammates had just finished briefing. I don't see why it doesn't spawn me in the briefing room like it should. And basically there is no time to get anywhere, because when you're parachuting in, you fall really fast, as you should, even though you pull the parachute immediately. I wanted to land over by my teammates near the briefing room, but there was no time to, and I had to land in the middle of this area on top of this roof and alert the guards, and then I just got absolutely murdered. because that's a stupid thing. It should just spawn you back at the briefing area unless you've already gotten to a certain point of the mission. Like, I don't know. I get why, because you have to have the respawn feature put in where you spawn from the roof and jump in, but it's still super annoying that stuff like that happens. I just wanted to say that because it was really annoying that I had to spawn in the middle of the area and get everyone alerted and everything. It's just a glitch that a glitch kinda, that I thought was pretty stupid. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and take a second to talk about survival. Now, I thought survival was decent. It's just like normal survival. The only thing I have to really say about it is it gets a little stupid the way you have to run from area to area. Now I'm hoping that it's just on this map, because out of the 2 times I've played survival, it's been on this map. And basically you have your grenades and your lethals, tacticals, weapons and everything over here by the on the complete other side of the map from your kill streaks and whatnot. So the grenades are about 200 meters away, as I'll show you right here, from your kill streaks. As you can see, they're like 200, which is insane because you can run for the entire about like 30 seconds it gives you, and you still don't have time to get over there and upgrade your weapons. So basically, if you want to get over there and do your stuff, you have to literally coordinate with your people. Hey, don't kill the last guy or whatnot. I'm going to grab my stuff. And another thing is weird that at certain points, I don't know when it happens, but once you get to a certain wave, it'll say you have 54 people left, but in reality, it's just 2 juggernauts. That happened to me on wave, I think it was 14 or 15. It told me I had 52 people left, but only only 2 juggernauts were needed. So, were needed to be killed. So I thought that was stupid, and that they need to get that down. It just tells you how many enemies are on the map, and I don't know if 2 juggernauts equal up to 20 or equal up to 56 people. But it was really annoying because I was like, damn dude, my teammates must be having a hard time over there. And then it goes from 54 to 0 people left, and it says the round is ending. So that's a dumb thing, because normally you're like, guys, let's save the last guy, and then your teammates are like, okay, and then they kill the last guy because it says that there's still like 24 people left. But then the wave ends, and you pretty much just have to make a break for it, and you probably won't make it in time in order to get your kill streak. So you'll just have to chill over there while your teammates chill over at the ammo thing, and then pretty much you're all spread out, and you just get butt fucked, which is horrible. That's the only thing I have to say about survival, and it's not that hard, to be honest, because with these guys I played it with, I made it to round 4. Wave like 15 before I was just like, okay, this is boring as fuck, and I just sort of quit out because the kill streaks and stuff aren't as fun as they are in as they were in like MW2 and 3, because you could call in like guys like the shield squad and then the normal squad that had names and stuff, and then they'd help and protect you and whatnot. I really want that to come back, because it was always fun being like, okay, the only guy left alive is Roy or Paul or something, and it was really fun trying to protect him, and then eventually he died or you died, and I just thought that was a great thing. If they brought that back solely for survival, I'd be really happy. But that's all I have to say about survival and everything, and pretty much now I'm just going to tell you my thoughts on Spec Ops and the whole shebang. Okay, one more thing I'm going to say is right here, right before I go to my opinions on Spec Ops and the whole thing, is right here. On Wave 10, mind you, I just want to point out that there is about 3 helicopters and a Juggernaut on Wave 10. I thought that was a little over the top, but okay. So some problems with Spec Ops, in my opinion. I think Spec Ops is way too difficult. It's way too difficult, or it's not too difficult. It's just, where's my difficulty setting? Because if I want to have a difficult run with the boys or whatever, and we want to see if we can beat this, and we'll be accomplished if you do and whatnot, we can change it to like veteran or something. not just, you know, it's constantly super difficult and whatnot. That's the main problem I have with it, is that it's so difficult and hard, and most people on the Headhunter one just cheese it by having someone drop on top of the stadium, which I don't think is really needed, because like, it shouldn't be that difficult that you have to cheese it like that. But I just thought that it's a little bit too difficult, and it's difficult for all the wrong reasons. As I said, it's difficult because enemies never-endingly spawn. There's helicopters, there's juggernauts and everything, and right here, boom, I just get mowed down because there's actually 3 helicopters in the air instead of 1 like it told me, which I thought was like, holy fuck, it's round 10. Why am I getting so many juggernauts after me? I mean, not juggernauts, helicopters. I just thought that that was a little over the top for wave 10, but I digress. Pretty much. And the other missions like Kuvalda, that is a big one, because sneak is your friend. Like on the last operation, I don't know what it's called, in Operation Kuvalda, sneak is your friend, stealth is your friend so much. And on here, I'm always playing with randoms. I beat all of it with randoms. Okay. And by the way, another thing that pisses me off is I remember playing Spec Ops with friends and stuff, like going over to someone's house and playing some Spec Ops with them, or you know, playing it with your brothers and stuff whenever they were home and whatnot. You play some Spec Ops with them. But now there's no split screen. You cannot enter the co-op mode on split screen. I already tried it. I tried it with me and my brother. We are gonna enter Spec Ops, and you cannot enter Spec Ops on split screen. You can't. You also can't play Ground War on split screen. And I just feel like that they should make it to where you can. And I don't really see why they don't already have it where you can, because what's stopping you from playing some survival with a friend that's split screening? Because you're over at each other's place and you're just playing some split screen. Like, why can't I do that? Survival has always been something you can play with your friends, and also when you respawn, it spawns you all the way over here, and this helicopter is still after us. It doesn't count as an enemy. And also, you'll never make it over to the weapons in time, so you're pinned down in a house with this shitty pistol. But that's not the point. It is a point. I think that's stupid. But really, it's just so dumb how they messed up this easy stuff. In my opinion, messed up. Some people might think it's amazing because they love a challenge. Heck, I love a challenge just as much as anyone else. But like, dude, I'm not looking to have a sweat fest for 8 hours a day trying to beat one freaking co-op mission. Like, no, I don't want to do that. I would like to just, you know, have a little bit of fun playing with some teammates, or a teammate preferably. And that's the thing. They made it all 4-player. And this, I just wanted to point out, you cannot play the operations private match. You can't. If you head into private match, you have the safeguard mission and you have the survival. You cannot play the operations privately. You have to play them with randoms or with other people, which is stupid because randoms don't like to sneak around. As I was saying, they're kind of, you know, they can be, not kind of. They can be, you know, not listening and everything, which is, you know, it's definitely a great thing. No, it's super annoying. But pretty much that's my thoughts on Spec Ops. It's not the worst thing to ever hit the world. It's just old Spec Ops is so much better than new Spec Ops, in my opinion. And it's not just Spec Ops, it's co-op in general. The old co-op was a lot better than the new co-op. End of story. Okay, now here we go with multiplayer. Now, multiplayer is sort of a love-hate relationship for me. So, I don't like it. Long story short, I don't like it, but I can't stop playing it. Mainly because there's nothing else to play. Okay, what I mean when I say I don't like it is, it could be a lot better. Obviously, as time of recording this, the 7.6.2 update and whatnot is lovely. got fixed and everything. But when I was grabbing some footage of this, 7.62, it was broken. It was still, it was broken. What I mean when I say broken isn't that it's nothing like it should be in real life. I mean, it's so much stronger than the other weapons that it's what everyone uses. And it got really annoying, but now it's fixed, and some of this footage on the quarry is when it wasn't fixed, but some footage later it was fixed, so thank God. And I'll actually show y'all here later of me using it against some bots on the Gulag showers when it's fixed, and it's still pretty good, to be honest. But okay, we're not talking about weapons. I'm gonna talk to you about a couple game modes and whatnot, and some other stuff. So right now, what I think is Ground War. We'll start with that. Now, even though you get like 25% of the normal XP you get for a kill, people still like to go ahead and snipe with the tanks. Over on the edge of the quarry, people like to go up there and snipe at you with the tanks. Pretty much, they just camp up there and whatnot. And that segues into my next topic about camping. Being able to mount your gun on stuff just makes camping so much easier. And with the claymores that were absolutely fucking insane, where you could be a mile away from them and you'd still die, was really annoying. Believe it or not, it was annoying, yes. But thankfully, the claymores have been toned down a little bit, and you can actually have a small chance of surviving them, and you have to actually be within the lasers for them bitches to go off, which is, you know, very needed. Just like a lot of things. I feel like they're making it a lot better. Kind of like they might slowly be doing with Spec Ops. But, and then you have normal game modes like Domination and all that. I haven't played a lot of it. I've mainly just been playing Ground War because, dude, what is it, like 32 v 32? Which, I mean, like, I love having 32 enemies on the opposite team to kill. But when you get a team of campers, like in your squad, and you spawn on them, that's what I mean, then you're fucked. Because, okay, so your teammates are going to be camping over, sniping down at them, which it's okay to have snipers. It's just annoying. It's annoying. Everyone knows it's annoying, but it's not a big game breaker. We've always had people snipe from, you know, edge of the map and whatnot on all maps, all CODs too. So I mean, it's not a big deal. And if they give you these huge battlegrounds, like of course you're going to be sniping from certain distances. I can understand that. But when you have all three of your teammates camping somewhere, like on the edge of the map, say one's camping on the very top up there, that would be okay because you just jump off and parachute somewhere. But if they're camping over there on the edge of the quarry, like all three of them were, one's in a tank and the other two are just sniping, that would be super annoying. I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks that, but it would be super annoying because you can't spawn on them. You spawn on them and it takes about 2 minutes to run to a destination. And if you're unlucky enough to only have A captured while your team is getting brutally butt-fucked, which, you know, it happens. It happened to me recently. I had two camping teammates that were just hiding over in their spawn, which, you know, it sounds like in their spawn. Now, that sounds pretty nice. I mean, over by their HQ on the quarry, and it was annoying as fuck. Because I like to use a shotgun, as you can see from the gameplay, because I've always been a shotgun kind of guy since Black Ops 1. I've always loved using shotguns. Just felt like it was kind of a challenge, because it forces you to get up close and personal with the people you're blasting. So, I always thought it was fun to use. And when I have to spawn on them, over there on the edge of the map, I like to run into, you know, close-quartered areas, because, you know, you ain't gonna snipe someone with a shotgun anymore. Even though I don't use the 7.62, I use the whatever it's called. It's the KSG remodel, but it doesn't shoot a slug shot unless you get that. Which, I mean, I could, but I'm too used to the way it is now. But I sort of have changed the way I play. I used to play with the what was it called? I think it was the M4, and I used to hang back a little bit, kind of campy. And I was like, you know what, fuck playing like this. It's super boring as fuck. So I put on the shotgun and I just went ham because I remembered the old KSG days in Black Ops 2, and I thought that was really fun. So really, I just, go crazy, and having teammates back there like that is super, super annoying because no one likes it when you can't spawn on anyone, and it's really hard to spawn anywhere. But I've also had this thing happen randomly. I don't know if it's just with me, but it's whenever you're choosing where to spawn or whatnot, it'll give you the option to pick a class, and then it'll say where all your friends that got online, like for your Activision friends for cross-platform, and and then it sends you back to the HQ. So if you're spamming X, and then it says pick a class, you keep spamming, I'll send you back to HQ and you'll spawn there. It doesn't really do anything. It just makes you have to kill yourself because fuck running from the HQ and everything. And that's pretty much all I have to say about Ground War. But it can still get very annoying, as it can, but really it's just campers really suck. They pull so much out of the game. It's so annoying and everything. And being able to mount your gun with how claymores were with the 7.62, it was pretty much sniper 7.62. You got close, they blasted you. Oh damn, that was a rhyme. But it was really annoying. And the real thing that I don't like about multiplayer is just the way everyone is. And in Ground War. I said I was done talking about Ground War, but it's in Domination too, so, it's just the way people play. With them taking out score streaks, there's no longer score streaks unless you have the perk. The perk that makes, that change your kill streaks into score streaks. Having kill streaks pretty much entices camping, in my opinion, because they're kill streaks. Why play the objective if I have streaks based on kills? Why play the objectives if the only type of streaks I have are for kills? And not everyone's going to use the perk. I think it should always be score streaks. You should never turn that into a perk. I think that was stupid. That was a dumb decision by IW. That's just my opinion. But really, that's all I have to say about multiplayer. They fixed a lot, like the 7.62, the tank stuff, getting score streaks inside your tanks, getting XP inside your tanks. Like a lot of that was annoying. But really, that's all I have to say about multiplayer, to be honest. I've played it a bunch. Not a lot. I'm only level, 40 something? I'm not 100% sure. But that's my take on multiplayer, and that's all I have to say about it. Having to give a complete opinion on Modern Warfare campaign, 10 out of 10 would play. Spec Ops, 4 out of 10 would give it an attempt, maybe. Probably would buy it as a standalone thing. Multiplayer is about a 6 out of 10, maybe a 7. But the whole game in general is going to be about a 6. Because the campaign just it can't hold up the whole game. Because you're not going to play the campaign for 20 hours a day. Not 20 hours a day, but you're not going to play the campaign for 8 hours a day for 10 days. Okay, you're just not going to. The campaign doesn't suffice that amount. But I know I said that I was going to talk a while about multiplayer, but there's only so much you could talk about on multiplayer. It's just, there's not a lot, and if you're watching this video, you probably played the game, so really, it's just, it's an okay game. It's not the worst, and it'll suffice until we get more, and I like the way they're updating it. They're making them free updates, you get free maps and all that. And I'm just waiting for new Spec Ops missions. I'm waiting to how they're going to do that. I don't know if they're going to do 4 operations, 1 thing. 4 operations, 1 classic. That would suck. I think they should do 4 classics, 4 operations. That would be nice. Or they should do 3 classics, 4 operations, so they'd be even. And then they could do 4 classics, 4 operations. That's just a little bit of OCD. But it wouldn't, that's my opinion on Modern Warfare. I thought it was, I think it's a decent game, but that's my opinion on it. Guys, if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. If you're new here and like what you see, make sure to subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.